Right now, defense analysts and intelligence agencies around the world are carefully watching a handful of coordinates on the Indian subcontinent. Their focus follows a highly unusual public statement from the chief of India's Defense Research and Development Organization. He announced that his teams are fully ready to test a massive new weapons platform. That platform is the Agni 6, an intercontinental ballistic missile, or ICBM, engineered to strike targets between 10,000 and 12,000 kilometers away. India maintains a strict doctrine of no first use and has spent its modern history avoiding foreign entanglements or campaigns of global conquest. If the national doctrine is purely defensive, we have to ask why New Delhi is actively preparing a weapon capable of reaching the opposite side of the planet. Look closely at this image of the Agni 5. This existing system already casts a massive defensive umbrella over the Indian border. That umbrella is heavily reinforced by mobile, highly advanced platforms like the BrahMos supersonic cruise missile system, which ensures total dominance over local airspace and territorial waters. Officially, India claims the Agni 5 has a maximum range of about 5,000 kilometers. However, defense analysts widely assess that New Delhi intentionally underreports the true capability, likely closer to 9,000 kilometers, to avoid alarming Western allies. Even at the conservative estimate, that distance easily covers Beijing, Islamabad, and any other potential regional threat. The immediate neighborhood is entirely secured by the current arsenal. A massive leap to a 12,000-kilometer strike capability serves a completely different, global purpose. Recent escalations in the Middle East have exposed a harsh reality about modern warfare. Even highly sophisticated air defense systems can be overwhelmed when targeted by coordinated barrages. We've seen similar vulnerabilities in major economic hubs, where relatively cheap drones and localized missile strikes have proven capable of slipping past multi-billion-dollar defensive nets. Owning a nuclear warhead offers no guarantee of safety if your adversary calculates they can intercept your delivery system before it reaches their airspace. To maintain mutually assured destruction, a nation requires a delivery vehicle that flies too high and far too fast to ever be reliably stopped. Sovereignty is not guaranteed by a shield defending your own cities. It is guaranteed by a sword poised precisely over your opponent's capital. This map shows the physical reality of what that sword looks like. From launch pads in India, a 10,000-kilometer radius covers nearly all of Asia, large segments of the Pacific, and Eastern Europe. When we push that range to the 12,000-kilometer mark, the geography of global power shifts. All of Europe, the entirety of Russia, and the whole African continent are engulfed by the strike zone. Most crucially, that outer limit puts the western seaboard of North America, including Alaska, squarely in the crosshairs. Currently, only a tiny fraction of the globe officially possesses this level of reach. China's massive DF-41 system, along with arsenals in the US, Russia, and North Korea, make up the recognized ICBM club. Crossing the 12,000-kilometer threshold forces an immediate reclassification. The nation operating that weapon graduates from a regional concern to an undeniable global peer. Yet despite the DRDO confirming the hardware is ready, the Indian government has not authorized the physical test launch. Demonstrating a weapon that can confidently hit targets like the Washington Monument or the heart of London immediately rewrites diplomatic relations. Historically, the United States aggressively monitors and often penalizes any nation developing technology capable of striking the American mainland. New Delhi understands this dynamic. By delaying the physical test, the government keeps the missile as a silent form of leverage while waiting for global tensions to align in their favor. The delay isn't a scientific roadblock, it is a highly calculated diplomatic strategy. The engineering is complete, making the actual launch inevitable. The world is simply waiting for a brief official announcement from the Indian Prime Minister's office. The moment that test fire is confirmed, every major international news network and global defense think tank will have to recalibrate their global threat assessments completely overnight. Western powers will no longer be able to engage with India purely as a massive consumer market or a developing economy. They must negotiate with a heavily armed superpower. India has methodically engineered its way into the highest tier of the geopolitical hierarchy, relying on advanced physics and mathematics rather than military expansion. By guaranteeing that it can confidently strike almost any point on Earth, India ensures its own borders remain forever untouched.